Welcome to the Relume live stream.
What? In the purple corner, in the orange corner.
To style a single page wireframe made up of Relume components. The secret theme is NFTs and Web3. After 30 minutes is up, the audience on YouTube, that's you guys, you will vote the winner via the live chat poll. Oh, welcome everybody to the Relume live stream. My name is Josh Lowe, your host, and you are watching the Relume Design League. All right, well, today is the day we've all been waiting for, the finals. And to kick off this very special match, we are going to announce some winners for our big giveaways. So without further ado, I am going to give a shout out to Tech Lead. Congratulations. We also have Mayor.fig. This is all the Twitter hashtag RDL2 design challenge. And then we have Philip Felbar and Mario at Morris Design Co. So congratulations, you guys have won the plan for the Relume library. So I am going to also now announce the winner of our visual developer bundle valued at $3,600. That's 1 year starter plan of Relume library, 1 year large plan for Wiz, 1 year pro plan, Weglot, and a Webflow CMS site plan plus $250 of merch. And the winner goes to Fiorella Cisneros. So congratulations, everyone. That is a big win. Appreciate you guys participating. All right, some announcements. So we would love for you guys to design with us. So in the link in the description of YouTube, you can download this match's Figma file in the description. And so you can go to figma.com/@Relume and you can design along with us. We're gonna try something new. Also, one last thing, we have an after party. So after this stream, we have the generous Reimer Tirado and Melissa Mendez from State of Flow and Flow Party to host after party in Gathertown. So the link is also in the description below. Join us after the stream and we're gonna party it up. All right, so for today's match, co-hosting with me, Reimer Tirado from State of Flow, Melissa Mendez from Flow Party. We have Eric Odom in the house, and we might expect a special guest coming in. So Eric might be subbing in and subbing out. So, all right, well, without further ado, we also have guest judges, Corey Moen and Johnny Gomez from Webflow will be determining the winner. So we're gonna give a shout out to our stream sponsor, and while we do that, let us know where you are streaming from. All right, let's do it. A huge shout out to this stream sponsor and our friends at Flow Ninja Agency, your go-to Webflow partners. Have you guys ever wanted to build a professional looking, scalable website that's easy to use? Well, Flow Ninja can help you launch your idea by building or migrating your website to Webflow. With Flow Ninja, you can bring your Figma design to life or migrate away that dusty old CMS you've been using since the 90s. Get full end-to-end experience by designing a tasty website and developing it on Webflow from scratch, and even get a long-lasting partner to teach you how to use Webflow and keep your website always fresh and fly. I mean, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Head over to the link below to check out their pricing and see what they've built for other cool cats like you. Thanks, Flow Ninja. All right, this is it. 5 weeks ago, we started with 8 phenomenal designers entering this tournament. We had Joe Moore from Montreal, Canada, Devin Fountain from New York City, Angelo Libero from Bologna, Italy, Tommy Gioco from Phoenix, Arizona. And then last week, we witnessed the amazing Grace Walker from Calgary, Canada, battle it out for third place against Nicolo Miranda from Amsterdam. And man, was that a match. The time-lapse video is going viral on TikTok. I think like 4.2 million right now, so it's nuts. And I just want to take this moment to acknowledge and honor all the players who have participated in RDL 2. It is an exhilarating, stressful, crazy, and vulnerable experience to step into the Figma Arena, and it takes boldness and bravery to battle it out for 30 minutes in front of thousands of viewers, let alone family members and maybe even clients and coworkers. And for that, we want to thank all the players for being an inspiration to us all. So thank you. So 7 live stream matches later, 2 remain undefeated as they go head-to-head for the championship title and the RDL coin as well. A grand prize of $7,500 US for the first place and $2,000 for second. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to bring to you Joseph Berry and Dan Moore. What is up? Woohoo! Joseph, Dan, Rymar, Melissa, and Eric, how's everyone doing today?
Doing wonderful.
Great. All right. Fantastic. Everyone's feeling great, 100%. Let's, can't wait for this battle. All right, let's just welcome the audience to the match. So, Rymar, if you could help me out with that, that'd be great. Where's everyone streaming from?
Of course. What's up? There's so many folks in the audience here, so many familiar faces and so many new people. So what's up? Sound off. Let us know where you're watching from. We got Nigeria in the house. Yuja here. Maria. Hello, Greece. From Belgium. What's up, Mario? Let's see. Vancouver. We got Taya coming in from Vancouver. We got Aladdin coming in from Morocco. John Saxon from Orlando. We got Johnny Gomez in the house from Miami. What's up? London in the house. Warren LB is here.
Algeria.
New York.
Ooh,
Algeria.
wow.
Yeah,
All
who you got,
over
Melissa?
the
Who you
globe.
see in there?
Ecuador, Bulgaria, nice. Munich. Wow. We got 125 people live streaming or viewing us live right now. So with that, Joseph, let's start with you. How you feeling, my friend?
Nervous, very nervous. Yes, the pressure moment has come, and the final has arrived. Deep breaths, and let's see what this brings. This party is going to bring.
Nice.
Just nervous. So I just want to get stuck in, I guess. get it over and done with. Let's do this.
Nice, right on. Dan, how are you feeling? How's your preparation? Are you going to change up different strategies? I hear you got something up your sleeve, so excited to hear and see all about that.
Doing well. I'm feeling nervous as well. Joseph is a formidable foe. So yeah, I brought a few tricks. I have a cheat sheet as usual. This time my cheat sheet, my strategy is simpler. It's that's the one right there. So we'll see how I do on that. We'll find out in about 30 minutes, I guess.
So good. I like your
Just
first
remember,
match.
everyone, the right side.
The right
As
side.
he said, the right side. No.
The right side, that's right.
The left side. Yes, the left side. Let's get that in. Okay, the banner started. Here we go.
Yeah, that's so good. Melissa, any questions for the guys? And then we'll follow up with Eric as well.
I want to know if they practice. Has there been any practice backstage? Do you know anything? How are you feeling?
I'll go first. I definitely practiced. I practiced a lot, and I'm kind of thankful that we postponed this yesterday. You know, I'd practiced yesterday, and I was feeling okay. I've definitely practiced between yesterday and today, so I got a couple of other rounds in, and I feel much more confident today. So hopefully that the extra day works in my favor.
Yeah, same for me. I've been hectically busy, so trying to fit in some practice has been a little bit tricky, and obviously my absence yesterday didn't help. Our practice, I feel good with modern minimalism. It is something that I do on a regular basis, so I feel good. But you know, look, it can go anyway. As I say all the time with this, I just got to get stuck into it and hopefully bring the goods for the W.
Nice.
Nice.
Eric, any thoughts?
Yeah. So, just quick question for both of you. This is your third time at this now in the past few weeks. I think you both had similar approaches in round one, and then round two you changed up again. Now in your third go around, what lessons are you bringing into this round? How are you approaching it?
Dan?
For me, I try to pick my strategy based on my competitor. So with Tommy, I had a specific strategy that I thought I could do a certain style differently or better than him. With Grace, I had a different strategy with her. I didn't think that I could out Grace, and then so I had a different strategy with her. And then with Joseph, this one's maybe the toughest for me because I think a lot of what we do naturally is very similar. So I have to try to do something different than he would do as opposed to try to out Joseph, because I think that'll be a losing strategy. So I've got a couple of things that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to be able to do that, and hopefully that'll come together pretty quickly.
All right, fantastic.
There's actually a good question in the chat. And it was, how do you guys practice? Like, what do you guys look for when you're practicing?
Joseph, let's start with you.
I mean, yeah, for me, well, obviously just typing in what the kind of theme topic is and having a little look around in the space to see what pops up. And then I start to kind of play around with just some design elements in Figma, and I'm just really just playing with some ideas, doing some compositions, playing around with typography, playing around with colorways. Obviously, it could be completely different, but I'm just trying to familiarize myself with what potentially could come. And this is why this is so difficult, because what I may be preparing for and what Dan may be preparing for, we get something we're like, oh, fuck. And that definitely happened to me on the previous round when I faced Nicolo. I'd been preparing for something and it was something completely different, and that really threw me off. So that's how I prepare, and I guess Dan is probably in a similar wheelhouse as well.
Do you guys take time into consideration, Dan?
I do two different kinds of practice. One is just speed, like what can I design really quickly, because that's a big part of this competition. And then the other part, like Joseph was saying, is I just try to be prepared for whatever is going to come up. So the way that I practice is I look at the old, all the previous Relume challenges. So I download the Figma files, and then I try to apply a style from one to the content of another, right? Just to practice thinking on my feet about, like, how does this element fit this theme, or how does this content fit this style, and just try to be as fluid there as possible. Because that's really the thing that, that threw me off the last couple matches, is just getting a style that I'm not prepared for, or getting some content I'm not prepared for, and then having to shift strategy on the fly. So I just try to be as fluid about that as I can be.
I love it. Spoken like a true sportsman, studying the plays, like watching all the previous games or the YouTube matches. Love it. All right, guys. So we are. Any other questions, Dan, Joseph, before we jump into the arena? All right.
Ready to go.
All right, guys, let's do it. Quick reminder, you guys can design along with us. Link in the description for the Figma files. And yeah, with that, let's do it. Here are the rules for the Relume Design League. Players go head-to-head in the Figma Arena to style a single-page wireframe in 30 minutes. Each match reveals a theme with a unique style and subject, which includes a set of mood boards, product assets, and images. Each wireframe is built using the Relume library components, with copywriting updated to match the theme. During the match, players are encouraged to use the recommended assets to style the wireframe. However, they can change, remove, or add to the design as they see fit. When the time is up, the designs are presented to the audience and judges. The champion of the match is determined by winning the majority of the votes by the audience via YouTube live chat polls and the judges. And those are the rules for the Relume Design League. All right, everyone, here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the special theme for the finals for style and subject. Ladies and gentlemen, we have e-bike in a modern minimalism style with big type. All right, so a lot of fun things to do. But before we jump into the assets, we are going over to the wireframe here. So, all right, let's check it out. Let me zoom in, and all right. So we are going to start with Navbar 1. It's center justified links with a single dropdown followed by a CTA order now. But be aware this is not like a traditional e-commerce website, so don't worry about that. And then we have header 98. It's a background image with padding that reaches the container width. And we have the header description lockup in the middle. And moving down, we have layout 83. And hang on here. Header left for the positive impact of recycle e-bikes, description, and CTA on the right. By the way, this brand is called Recycle. Happy to introduce that RE into the brand. And finally, we going over to layout 838 or 383, leading the way in sustainable transportation. So this is really nice. There's a lot of it's a nice grid layout with imagery. So we got high quality materials. It's like a feature section, advanced technology, sustainable manufacturing practices. And oh my goodness, there is lorem ipsum here. Guys, this is so embarrassing. We still have the lorem ipsum for the finals. I try to prepare. Well, you know what? Good thing I have this new plugin called Relume Ipsum. And all you got to do, okay, please mind me. I'm just going to quickly update the copy here. So you just type in Recycle as the company name. And then I put in the description, Recycle is an e-bike company that is leading the way in sustainable transportation. And all you got to do is just with a single click of a button, just give it a few seconds and we will have AI generate the copy for you in context. So you'll notice here, it's all lorem ipsum and it'll just generate that. So this is, yes, a plug. It's a brand new plugin that we have. It's in early beta. You can try it for free. Link in the description. And yeah, we'll be launching on Product Hunt next week. So, and let's see here. I'm going to, yeah, there you go. And now it's done. So we got high quality materials. You got recycled e-bikes are built with durable, lightweight aluminum to ensure comfortable and reliable ride. Technologies, all that stuff. It's very, very quick and it's all filled up. Pretty cool. So there is Relume Ipsum. And let's
Josh,
see here.
that was too smooth. Like that was perfectly executed. Everybody's talking about it on the chat, so just wanted to bring that up.
We've been meaning to release this for a while, and we have the team. This is the website, relumeipsum.com. Check it out, guys. It's for free. So with that, let's continue with the wireframe description here. So, all right. So we got Gallery 13, full width image slider, right? Really nice, a lot of imagery. And then we have Testimonial 15, slider component, image left, text right. We got the 5-star rating. It's also a slider component. And then we have the call to action, image background with the ample padding on the side. And finally, footer 1 with the socials, quick links, and email sign up. And that concludes the wireframe for the finals. As you can see here, there's a lot of imagery. So take that in mind, and we are going to move over to the mood board. Now, thank you very much. This mood board is brought to you by Dribbble. All right, so now this is a this is a clean, modern, minimal aesthetic look. We have two main things stand out here. All right, bold, big typography and a strong use of imagery. So ultimately, the main subject is the product itself, which is the bike. But notice the clean and simple messaging in the headline, right? Not a lot of text. The bold statements, often 1 or 2 words, right? Power, we got speed, cycle lab. Less is more in this theme, okay? And then we have, notice the image of the product is often front and center. Even here, the biker in the image, and even this biker as well. So just focus on the product and the image. There's also contrast between the text and the background, very strong. The heading stands out while the background fades out by way of using neutral colors and variations of gray here. In some cases, we have use of pop of colors to bring in the energy to the design. We also have it over here, this orange. But yeah, that's essentially that for mood board. All right, coming down here, design assets. So for the product assets, we've provided almost every element and feature of the product as well as the bike itself. So we have the phone app, right? We have the gears, we got handlebars, we got the light, we have close-up shots of the tires, also side profiles of the brake lights, battery compartment, battery indicator. We got the bike seat, everything, and this is in different colors. So also it's just really beautiful, clean assets here. We have the whole bikes here in different colors, and that's that for the product assets. All right, moving down to photography. Our photos show the bike being used in different environments. So whether it's city, outdoor, with friends and family, there's a lot of lifestyle messaging going on here. And then we have environmental photos of different streetscapes on dirt trails. We have pavements, alleyways, sidewalks. These are just different environments where the bike and the product is going to live. And then finally, we have a collection of unique gear-inspired shapes. One is solid in color, and the other is outline stroke. So that concludes our assets. So for the mystery item, let's open it up. So this is going to be a little different. It's the same. It's not, we don't have to choose exactly this type of icon, but what it is option A is a color filled option for the use of the icons, or a stroke version. So that is that for the mystery item. So let's open that up, and we'll let the people choose, and let's hear from, starting with Joseph. What are your thoughts on this theme?
Well, funny enough, I'm working on a couple of projects that have felt very online with Cowboy. And I've pulled out Custo as an example so many times.
Okay.
I feel very familiar with this. So yeah, I'm kind of happy, as I say all the time, but until I actually start laying down some elements, let's see. But yeah, I feel this is in my wheelhouse. I feel like I should be able to nail this, but let's see.
Okay, nice. Dan, what are your thoughts?
I feel very lucky. This is fortunately along the lines of my prep. So I already have a lot of ideas that are running through my head about what I can do with some of these things that I think I can execute quickly and at a high level. So I'm feeling really good right now. Like Joseph said, though, it all changes when you're in there and you got 30 minutes to do it. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm feeling pretty confident.
All right, fantastic. That's good. Okay, so the votes, can we close them, or did we just open them? Let's see here. It looks like they are coming in. If we can close it, let me put some music in here. Let's give it a few more seconds, but yeah, if we can close it. Okay, we have 58%, so that's option A, the filled icon set. So the people have decided, and Joseph and Dan are loving this, are ready to go.
We're ready.
All right, let me load up the playlist, and we are gonna go. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Waiting for the bell. Here we go.
All right.
Always got to have that leg.
Now we're
live
officially
stream,
off.
baby.
Yeah.
They both start with the same shape. I see
Yep.
this as like yeah, and for sure, like there's a methodology now. Now what I want to see, like they both started with a clean canvas. I want to see if they all go and square the whole wireframe down and they recreate their version of the wireframe, or if they kind of piecemeal and build a hero and then kind of trickle down, because I think I see a methodology forming across all these different events. So I'm going to be interested to watch how they approach this. But it seems like both of them are very confident with the design and the elements and how they're going to just get started here.
Oh, why is that stuck?
Mhm.
Oh, it's all in. Oh, who done auto layout?
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, Adam, hang on here. Hey, Joseph, give me a sec here. I'm going to fix something for you. There you go. Try that one.
we got the auto layout. We
Right,
got the
thanks.
auto layout demon playing games again.
Nice on the fly switch there.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
gotcha.
And hit that
He
like
freaked
button,
out
Johnny
for a
Gomez
little bit
says.
there,
Don't
like,
forget
oh,
to
no.
smash that like button.
All right.
Yeah, what are we at? Let's see. There's
Close
we
to
have
187 people watching
similar
with
approaches.
63 likes, y'all. Come on, let's get that like button all the way up to like over 150 here. Let's go. That's your price of admission
Over
today. Is hit the
200.
damn like button one. That's right.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you think about this theme? What are your thoughts?
I am loving the theme. I know there was a lot of comments in the chat right off the bat about this being right up Joseph's alley, but this is right up Dan's alley as well. And you can kind of tell in the confidence when he started talking. So I'm really excited to see how they play with the assets here.
Yeah.
Also really excited to see who adds color first, because for the most part, all the assets and everything they're working with are neutral and muted. So who's going to bring in that asset color and start applying that somewhere?
Yeah, this is off to a
I never
good
know where
start.
to look this early too. You know, it's like you want to watch them both because this is the moment where they just kind of like setting the vibe, and you're like, okay, what's he doing? And then you're, what was he doing over here? And he's just like, ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it's fun to go back.
Yep.
Okay, I see.
I
Joseph
think this is the moment when
introducing
they
that
start.
icon. Go ahead, Melissa.
But I think this is just the moment that they start testing the waters. Like, where is this going to go? You know, what type of, like, look at Dan. He's deciding like what type of weight he's going to use, how he's going to position that text and the hero. So that will basically dictate the rest of his design.
Mm-hmm. And I've had the pleasure of watching Joseph design enough at this point that I can't help but look at what he has right now and start thinking, where's the animation? Is that bike positioned like that because he would want to animate that as a 3D object and let it spin 360 on page load? Like, the thoughts in his mind as he's designing, I'm curious.
I do like that, but I'm going to move that away from there.
Yeah,
I don't
live
feel
commentary,
that
Joseph.
It's too
love it.
minimal. It's too
Too minimal?
This is the logo. No, not too minimal. It's not minimal enough for my liking. Having that in there, it gets a little bit cluttered. So I'm going to just keep this simple, keep it minimal, and let's see what we can do.
Question
Shout
to the
out
audience.
to Keith Armstrong. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead, Joe.
thank you so much, Keith, for the super sticker. Appreciate the love. That guy, he's always giving us some good love. Thank you. Check out Flow Sparrow. There's a little plug for him. Yeah, I'm curious. Question to the audience: how do you guys? What do you guys think about like minimal design? Is it hard to do? Do you think it's very easy? Because I know you have to be very, very intentional in like what your subject is and creating that white space, right? It's all about the focal point. So yeah, curious what people think. Attila, thank you for the super sticker.
Well, the answer, I think one of the comment for this specific match was, it's going to be so hard to vote on this round because they're both designers are amazing. But I think in minimal design, what's the most important thing is how the attention to detail on composition, on layout, on margins, sizes, colors. Like, I think that's really where you can, like a minimal design stands out. There's a great designer called Martin Briseño. He does beautiful minimal designs, and it's because of that. His execution is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I think you really need good fundamentals because of you're only working with so little elements. Then it makes you kind of second guess or like want to tweak it more, and that's like having those fundamental rules of spacing or composition layout, like you said, like you really need to know what's going on.
Exactly. To the eye that is not trained, I would say minimal design is easy to make. But for somebody that really knows about design, will understand all of the complexity of doing something very clean that looks absolutely perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alex Harton. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the love. This is good. We have
when you're
Nicolo
dealing
in
with
the house as well.
Yeah, when you're dealing with a minimal design, like every element on the page just represents so much more. You know, when you have a bunch of stuff on the page, like let's say a big shopping page, like you could have a little item, a little something, there's too much on the page to be paying attention to. But when you got three elements on a page, like each one of those elements has to carry its load, and that's where the minimalist stuff gets hard, because things can feel out of balance very easily and kind of lopsided. And like Melissa said and Josh said, the fundamentals of the design really kind of just ring true through the minimalist stuff.
And then on top of that, Dan's doing dark mode. That's a whole other challenging thing too, right? Super not easy.
And Joseph has picked a very opinionated font too, so I'm wondering if he's going to stick here or not. That's very interesting. But the font also, the typography is a big part of a minimalist design too, and so that how that comes into play throughout this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, what font is he rocking there?
I don't know. Let's go look.
PP New Montreal again. This perfect for this. Absolutely perfect.
That's been showing up a
It
lot.
would be a font. It would be a font that I would use.
They say that it's the new
100%.
Enter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And on the other side of the wireframe, Figma Arena, Dan's got PP Object Sans as his primary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Haven't seen that one yet in the battle.
And I like.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of typography, I like the the big cutoff words. The O kind of matches the wheel shape here. Like it's very interesting. Again, the typography in this minimal design gives you some it reinforces some of the elements of the design itself. It's nice.
You can almost
good eye
anticipate that there's an animation there, right? The word EcoBoost will probably slide along as you scroll down or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is nice.
Right. I always imagine just the wheels spinning, everything's turning, like the bike's actually pedaling while it's going down. Maybe that's too obvious. That's why they don't pay me the big design bucks,
Yeah. We have Ali here
Yeah.
saying Joseph's tweaking details on the hero section and Dan skimming down more section. Which will pay off stronger? Yeah, good question, Ali.
Well, this happened last time too.
Question.
And then if you remember, we got to the end and then we were slapping footers together. So that's why, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we
there's
have
Oh,
footers
look
at the
at
end.
this.
Yeah.
10 minutes has
really
almost
close.
passed, gentlemen. So
That's wild to think.
you are almost a third in. Doing great. This is awesome.
And a reminder for anybody watching, there will be a halftime at the 15-minute mark where everyone will kind of take a break and we'll take a look at the designs. And
A little bit of caps in there for a bit.
And
more
also a reminder that the assets are in the description. So if you're at home and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I could totally do this, well, jump into the YouTube description there and you got the assets and you can play along. And maybe see what you come up with at the end of the episode too.
Even if you start now, it's 10 minutes, past, but we'll have the comments and all that stuff after. So continue designing if you want, or just join. But I know there's some people talking big smack talk like, oh yeah, that's easy, half an hour.
Yeah.
Well, you go try it, download it, check it
bring
out.
Yeah, and then bring it to the
Exactly.
after party, because then we're all going to look and critique yours live too.
Yeah,
It's-
we will probably share this Figma file, and if people finish their design, we'll just copy and paste, dump it, and we'll roast it. Joseph and Dan will roast the grill, you guys.
Talk is cheap.
That's right. Put up or shut up, right?
Yeah.
Pablo Cortez is asking, is using grid not allowed?
Anything's
Yeah, I
all
think
Oh no,
it's allowed.
it's totally allowed. In fact, Dan has his turned on, and is using what is that? Is that a 16 column grid?
14.
14, yeah. So they can definitely utilize the tools there. Joseph has his on as well.
Yep.
This is the 12 column.
Yeah, I have a grid on.
Oh, and it could
Oh,
and it
guys,
could be that
this
the
is
grid just
looking
doesn't come
amazing.
off in the screen share and the Figma. Because we're not looking at their actual, I guess we are looking at their actual screens. No, we're looking at the Figma board. So we're just kind of watching over top of the Figma board. So we wouldn't see their grids on their screens.
But you can Command Shift G or something if you select their wireframe. But I usually don't want to tamper with their design, so I usually don't touch anything.
No, the view is dependent for you. So I'm seeing
start-
their
Yeah.
grids because my default view has the grids on.
Yeah.
So Josh, if you wanted to turn them on, it wouldn't affect
Got
them
it.
or the rest of it.
Yeah, but when you select an item,
I'm just
it's
gonna
got the little outline. Even that, I don't dare to.
Oh yeah, you
tamper.
don't.
When the Figma file leaks out and somebody's just like in the screen, just like moving elements slightly just to like sabotage the designers. You're like secretly in here just sliding the text off by a couple pixels in either direction after they said it.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I just have to give a special shout out to my lovely wifey who has commented for the first time. Hey, Shar, thank you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
For those
Hey.
Miss
who
Low
have
in the house.
amazing, supportive spouses, give your spouse a big kiss and a hug today. Happy Friday, everyone.
Aw. Oh, that deserves a horn. Come on.
Yeah. Well, also, we have 236 live viewers right now. This is a record. So
Let's go.
amazing.
Let's go,
All right.
party people.
Guys, Danny just said that Joseph Berry is the Chuck Norris of web design.
Hey, allow that shit.
You know, with his current attire, it aligns. Yeah.
The Chuck Norris. What's going on here? I don't
Yeah.
like that kind of lingo. High quality
What do you mean?
material.
Chuck Norris is actually like a really good, what do you say? Like, this like really cool guy, right?
Yeah, he's the Joseph's
Yes,
basically the
Walker,
kung
Texas
fu
Ranger.
master of design.
What is it? Yeah. I was trying to come up with like some Chuck Norris, like he doesn't design the servers design him or some kind of like.
Oh yeah.
All right, hey audience, what are you guys thinking of this color pairing between Dan? He's got like the variations of the gray, it's really cool, and then Joseph's kind of got this black and white theme. Very interesting. Would you guys want more color, or is this just like perfect? Like leave it at very like black and white, dual color. What do you think, Melissa?
I actually love both. Obviously I love dark, but I'm the type of person that like I will do it for a week, then come back the week after and absolutely get tired of it, and then go back to like a little bit of color on it. So yeah, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Shall I throw a bit of colour into the mix, people?
Yeah.
All right, people,
Yeah.
let us know
He's
what
got
color
I'm
He's got
should
loving
we
the
that.
inject.
orange in his logo.
I'm
Rainbow,
loving this
rainbow.
orange. Just get the orange in the
10,
middle.
Yeah.
9,
No rain.
8, 7, 6,
Oh,
5,
yo, it's moving so
4,
fast today.
3, 2, 1.
All right, that's halftime. And
All
we got
right,
the
winter
lag
break.
going on, but the bell's going to go. Fantastic. That is a good first half. All right. Who has some questions for the players?
I'll start just because I
have
noticed
questions.
Dan do
So
something he
what was the
hasn't done.
approach?
Okay, we will. Eric, you can start with. Let's start with you, Eric.
Go ahead, Melissa. Take it.
Okay, or Melissa, yeah.
Go ahead, Melissa.
Melissa, drive.
Guys,
Lead the
sorry,
way.
I
Lead
think
the
I
way.
have a delay.
Just a little bit.
All right, Melissa.
Eric, you go.
I love it.
Melissa, go ahead. Go ahead. Do you have anything?
Okay. I just wanted to know, like, what was the approach then with the dark mode?
I thought, well, two things. One is that I thought it would be a little bit easier to design the more constrained my design is, because I'm just making less choices than I would with color. So that's thing one. And then thing two is I got a couple of things that I'm going to introduce a little bit later that I think will sit nicely on kind of this dark mode theme. So it's kind of a two-pronged strategy on the color.
Okay.
Dang. Little secret weapon.
Love it.
All right, Eric, go ahead.
My question was going to go to Dan as well, because I've seen him do something in this match that I didn't see happen in the first two. He extended his artboard, and it now goes all the way past the sponsors at the bottom. What is going on there, Dan?
Okay, yeah, interesting.
I think, with a theme like this with big type, everything just gets bigger generally. So I pause. So I think that we just have to, I have to extend the artboard to be able to make sure that I could just even fit all of the elements and all of the components on screen.
Okay.
Yeah, the sponsors are going to ask for a refund here.
Oh.
All right, Joseph, I want to
Let's
get your
pull it
thoughts
together.
on the choice of orange, the pop. I mean, that was a direct inspiration from the mood board.
Yeah. I was hearing me and Dan were both channeling on the dark, the grey, and I felt like the orange, which I love, could add a little difference to each of the designs. For me, I've gone a combination of a light and a dark theme. And yeah, playing around with the typography, trying to make it big, bold, impactful, but also trying to keep it minimal. I've got some cool little ideas, as you can see from some of the images that are spruing out here, and playing around with this grid a little bit further. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I feel good. I feel like I'm gonna have time to really think about some cool little interaction ideas. So I'm happy with where I'm at.
Yeah, it looks like both of you and Dan are stretching the wireframe, and you are kind of following the structure that we provided. You got the full image, full width here, and then the two smaller ones. So that's very interesting. I'll have to adjust the side view of the wireframe. Reimar, do you have any questions for the guys?
Yeah, the famous last words of Relume Design, I think I'm going to have time. So I will be interested to see how both kind of go through and finish out the wireframe and make sure they do get kind of all those elements into the design here. And yeah, just finalize these. I'm always interested to see at halftime what the adjustment is. The designers get 5 minutes to kind of sit and look at their design. So yeah, I'll just be interested to see how they make their adjustments and take the next half on.
All right, fantastic. All right, gentlemen, we have a minute left. Do we have any other questions? You want to take the remaining time to rest, or ready to jump into it?
There's a question in the chat actually from someone, Taya. She says,
Okay, yeah.
how does seeing your competitors' design affect your flow during the halftime check-in?
Great question.
Yeah, that is a good question. For me, I think it's just spurring me on with ideas. I'm sure Dan is looking at me and thinking, I've seen some things that could help him. That's how I'm seeing it. But I think key with any design is, try not to look at other people's and get distracted, because it could lead you the wrong way.
Agree, big time. Like, I'm looking at Joseph's and I'm like, I love that pop of orange. I love the buttons that he's using, and I'm trying not to let that tempt me to like change something in my design, because that's where I'm going to run out of time. So I love a lot of the stuff that Joseph is doing. And then I'm also thinking about, like, in order to win this challenge, I got to do something different than him. So, okay, what can I do? What can I do more that just pushes it farther apart from a design standpoint? So, all that's running through my head 100%. Now, and I imagine with Joseph too.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Also, one of the...
Yeah.
Oh, we're ready to go? No more
Ready to
questions?
go. We're ready to go. We
Let's rock and roll.
can continue
Let's
the
rock and roll.
conversation. If you have any other questions, continue to add in a queue, and we'll try to answer most of them. All right, let's jump into it. Here we go. Waiting for that delay, and the bell's going to go. Here we go. Second half.
There is an interesting dynamic here. Like, if you think about, like, the cooking shows that this is kind of based off of, or that idea, it's like you never in the middle of those cooking shows see the contestants kind of looking over and like, what are they cooking? What are they tasting? So there is that moment where you, like at halftime, you get to kind of look at the designs. And so such a good question, by the way, whoever that was, Taya, I think it was. Good question.
Yeah, that was a great question. But yeah, always try and stick to your game plan. Especially, it's one of them things. If you're working with creative director and he goes, "Go and do your thing," and then he say like, "I'm not going to show you what I'm doing," because if he shows you what you're doing, you're going to look in it. So that's why it's always a bit of a dangerous territory to look at other people's designs, because you can get influenced very easily.
Yeah,
very easily.
Yeah.
One of the comments I see on TikTok, and those who don't know, Relume also has a TikTok, and they have the sort of like sped up version of each one of the matches. And some of the questions or the comments that I see all the time there are, "Oh my God, the front end developer that sees this would literally like blow up." So I don't know, but like we build this stuff on Webflow, and it's
shout out.
really great. It works perfect.
Yeah. And speaking of that, we have Alexis Ohanian. He tweeted out the last battle against Grace and Nicolo. That's the one going viral right now. And I think that's what's stirring up a lot of these conversations. And I think, it's very, very possible and doable to replicate this and build it out in Webflow. Joseph has actually built a clonable of his previous designs, so it's really cool to see come alive.
None of this actually scares me as a and I'm not even a practicing Webflow developer anymore. Like I don't build in Webflow anymore on a daily basis, but none of what I'm seeing here, or that I typically see in like the Relume design stuff, like none of it scares me. So if you are a front end developer and that scares you, like, step up your game, homie. Because
And then they're the Framer boys. I don't know if there are any of them over here. They're they build fast.
Framer, so good.
There's a lot of Webflow
Framer,
versus Framer talk. And we just want to say that, we just celebrate all designers. So
it's like the little
Jack
Russell barking at the end of the.
Oh, there we go. There we go. If you love Framer, respond to that in the chat.
Josh, you're going to get yourself in trouble again, Josh.
Hey, I think the Framer community is very passionate, and I think it's awesome to see. I think different use cases, right? I think where Webflow really shines 100%. Is like CMS, heavy databases, all these heavy lifting. Webflow's got it. But I think with speed, there's a huge upside with Framer too, right? It all depends how fast you can build. But, with Relume as well, the components brings you up to speed really quick too. So that's all I'm saying.
It's one of those industries that's moving so fast. Like this design world, even from a design standpoint, like you start needing to understand what these technologies are and how they're evolving. And then you have to design kind of knowing, right? Like I'm imagining both these designers understand the principles of how interactions work and what parts of these designs are going to be moving. And they're thinking about this stuff as they go. The days of like just being a static designer for the web is just like beyond. Like you have to have some kind of multidisciplinary skill set to go back and forth between the two worlds. Otherwise, it's just so hard to like do something like this effectively.
100%.
And I think that honestly, like, oh my God, did I interrupt you again, Eric?
No, you did not. Keep going, Melissa.
Okay. I just think that we're in such a great time, because I remember in 2015 when I started a startup and everything had to be done with PHP React, like hard coded to like build a marketplace. Now that is possible with Webflow. I'm not sure of Framer, but I'm sure it'll happen. So, they're great tools. And for people that are looking to build like in a faster, I think smarter way, it's a great solution. Little plug for Webflow. You're welcome.
Yeah. It is, I think at the end of the day, it's just a wonderful time to be a digital creative. There's a tool for everything out there for you. No matter what you want to accomplish, there's something built that allow you to do that. Framer, Webflow, someone in the comments made a comment about EditorX. If that's the tool that gets you to develop a site that makes your client happy and serves their needs, use that tool. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's all that matters.
It's a wonderful time to be a creative.
Not the tool, it's how you use it.
100%.
Yes. All right, I see Dan putting in some of the image assets now, bringing to life that grid layout with 9 minutes remaining. 9 minutes. Still got some time. It's not crunch time yet, but you do want to start bringing the format, the structure, the layout in place, probably in the next 4 minutes, and then bringing it home for the final 5 minutes. So doing great.
Yeah, you should be on the downhill here, right? Should kind of have the frame kind of filled out, and you're just tweaking the edges.
Change.
Does anyone still use WordPress?
WordPress.
Yes.
What's WordPress?
Warren LB asking.
Computer says no.
That's such a silly. That's such a silly
What?
question, though, because
that?
it powers like 60% of the open web. So yes, lots of people still use it, but just not the people I think.
Not in this crowd.
We don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, this is looking
Is
good.
that
I love the
Dan
little
building
button
a
that
custom icon?
How
Talk
Joseph
through,
starts
you know?
getting like future vibes.
So many people talking. Yeah, Dan's putting in that fine detail. Look at that custom
And then
arrow.
everybody goes silent.
Hey, FYI, we are going to have the audience cast the vote for the winner, and we have Corey Moen and Johnny Gomez as a judge. But in order to vote, you need to subscribe. So please do that, and we'll have the final vote in for the last match.
Pablo Cortez asking if my site is still in WordPress. Yes, actually, there's parts of it that are still, but there are parts of it that have been swapped over. So he's bringing it back to old school stream days.
Hey, while we have some time, 7 minutes left. People in the audience, I want to know what theme or different style, what subject and what style you'd like us to cover in the future for other matches. Curious to hear, what you like to see. And then also, I see Red in the house. Love to have you compete. So let us know. Let me pull up here. If you guys go to Relume Design League, the website, you guys can scroll all the way at the very bottom and you can sign up to register. And we'd love to have you guys in to compete for future matches.
Heck yeah. Get in the game.
You know what I haven't seen? Have I seen fashion, like a high-end fashion brand?
Not yet, so that's a good one.
I think the closest we got was watches
on, Josh.
recently, but
yeah,
Little feminine touch here.
Yeah. So like just luxury dresses or something like that. That'd be really nice.
I think Melissa has actually been doing some work on
Bottega.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why not finish it up with the orange image? Let's go with it.
Ooh, plant shop, Isabel. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Get some greenery. That'd be really neat.
Yeah. School or health. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something also maybe like totally off the wall, like an elementary school or something like completely just playful and not, kind of in this modern, stereotypical dribble type thing. Something that's
me
just kind of like
screwed.
All right, almost 5 minutes left.
What's
Joseph and Dan.
Guys, drop your footers. Don't sleep on the footers.
Yeah, very
Do
important.
the footer, Dan. Do the footer, Dan.
And-
Do it good.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I want this.
Yeah, I
image.
don't think
This is
maybe
better for
elementary
me,
school is
actually.
not the right thing, but something like that, like a toy company, like a kids thing, like something playful,
Yeah.
something young, like a game app, or like something like that. That's just
I see waste management.
like just
I
totally
think that'll be.
helpful.
Hey,
Yeah.
luxury style with waste management as the subject. That'd be great.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that could be the
God,
fashion
that's
line.
actually
Luxury.
Fashion line
Wow.
with waste, with like recycled garbage. There you go.
Those are the kind of things that you might get fun stuff, like
Yeah.
let people just get off the wall with something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is cool. Great ideas. Space exploration, osteology.
I don't know how many people caught it, but Dan started building out his call to action footer right after the break with that kind of bright image at the bottom. And I don't know that Joseph was quite paying attention because he's doing his own thing, and they ended up using the same asset. And I think Joseph zoomed out for a moment and caught it and swapped it real quick.
I've definitely. I know. I did not catch that at all. I did not catch that at all.
Good coincidence.
So I just did that. I just did that instinctively to remove that. Don't know why, but I just did. I felt like it wasn't
Well, there you
strong
go.
enough for me. Oh no! Give me back.
Yeah, I feel
How long have we got?
3
feel like the
minutes
color was
and 15
3 minutes.
seconds.
by
3
the way.
minutes.
Why is this not?
It's
going
hard to
above?
have such like you got one accent color there, and it looks like the bike orange was like a different kind of tone, and it just, I don't know, maybe it didn't feel right with you. I don't know.
Oh, Dan Mall
Why
bringing
is this
in
not going above this? Come on. Oh, there you go.
some contour lines. Very subtle. Bringing in the detail.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, less than 3 minutes. Let's try to
Nice
put in
time
the
that if
finishing touches.
you haven't got that secret item in, get it in.
Yeah, so Joseph has incorporated that right off the bat. I don't know if Dan has done that. Oh, okay, he's throwing in the feathers from a previous match. I like it.
I like it. Okay.
Where is it?
He's
yeah,
having some
and
fun.
he's got that old luster. He's bringing in all the mystery items. Man, bonus points. That's a lot of fun. Very cool. I don't know, man. Corey, Johnny, you got a hard job.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. I don't envy the official judges here.
Yeah, quick reminder, Dan. You got to incorporate the solid logo or little icon collection.
He slid it in there sneaky too, but he's got this little gritty texture on his little hero section with the stats there.
Yeah, that
little
was
like diagonal
a
gritty
mystery
texture
item from.
There's a little bit of noise in there too, some texture.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
from
right. That's what I'm
Joseph's
saying. Right, it's like a nice
watch.
little gritty texture, whatever it is there. Yeah.
Yep.
And Josh, you're saying those are previous mystery items from,
Yeah, he's
from
using
previous
the
battles this
right.
season.
Even that
Yeah.
grid lines in the background, those grid lines were a mystery item. I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember Joe Moore working with those.
I
think.
love it.
Just tying it all together for the finale.
Yeah.
Beautiful, poetic.
Oh,
It
that's
is.
kind of nice, sweet.
He's going for the emotional connection points.
It's
All
working.
right, gentlemen.
Going for that. Yeah, for the audience.
1
vibe,
minute,
right? It's like for the-
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. And just a fun note for everyone who's watching us and maybe new, those of us co-hosting up here with Josh, we get the same one vote in the audience that you do. So we're counted in that audience vote. So
Yeah.
This is mad.
Yeah, basically we're just here to talk shit.
pretty much. Yep.
just to buzz in the designer's ears a little bit.
Yep.
All right, almost the end. This is looking good. 30 seconds.
35 seconds.
Yeah. Pablo. Pablo, that thought has been on my mind. Are you bringing back Clone Comp? It would be cool to incorporate Relume somehow
10,
into it.
9, 8,
Yeah. Stay
7,
tuned.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, that is it, everyone. Woo. Fantastic. Hands up. It is over. All your hard work. 3 matches in.
Wow.
You can rest. Fantastic. Good job, everyone. All right. As a reminder, we are going to open up the voting polls after Joseph and Dan present their design. So please subscribe in order to vote. And with that, Joseph, are you ready? Can we kick it off with you?
Yeah, let's do this. Okay. So starting off with obviously the hero interaction. Some of the guys spoke about how this would come together. I wanted to play around with the emphasis on the large type, as you can see here with the commute. A little bit of an italic here, just playing around with the typography. But I'm seeing this introduce itself step by step. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm seeing some beautiful parallax movement inside of this area. If you could imagine this coming up from its into position. If it was 3D, it would be even better. Soft introduction of this type here. And there's loads of things that I think could happen with this. I'm feeling as we scroll into this first section, I'm seeing this section actually overlap the top here. If I can just get this in to kind of show you. So if you'd imagine the white section is going to kind of push into this. So we get this really kind of revealing section as we move down into this first section. Nice introduction of these elements. Played around with some grid line structures. So the T is to resemble the handlebars of the T. Again, some soft mimicking ideas in here that are kind of giving the influence of the handlebars and holding that, but it also offers up some really nice structure to these elements here. Yeah, these numbers I think could be rolling up. So you come in, they roll up into play, and then we move into this kind of recycle section. Beautiful large screen section here with the typography moving across like this. And as that is moving, I'm seeing this wheel move around with this. So I'm imagining this wheel actually turning inside of this space, really giving that movement and element of speed as we move into these kind of key sections. Here, like Cowboy, I've kept with a really nice simple grid. I think the visuals are just stunning. And I think with minimal design, it's less is more. So it's about how we can incorporate the visuals in a really interesting way. What I've tried to do here is just use a combination of the cutouts as well as using lifestyle imagery. And I think that gives a really nice balance here between the product and also in context of itself. Some really nice parallax movement. So I'm seeing some little through. Potentially these could be some video assets as well, where we see some of these movements and interactions come to life. Moving down, we go into the gallery section, and I wanted to keep this really playful. So I'm seeing lots of intensity here, and I'm seeing like some kind of movement here as we scroll in. And then we've got this kind of really nice, unique card effect. And I'm seeing this is draggable, so you can kind of drag the cards and they would like flick and change like this. So you get this really nice overlaying flicking movement where we would be able to flick through and carousel throughout this gallery section. I think we'd have a little click and preview into a full screen mode as well. As you can see throughout the design, I wanted to include the orange because I felt like we was all going to go down that route of being a little bit black and white. So the orange here for me just gives a really nice, vibrant impact, and it really comes into life as we come into this next section. Here, I just wanted to introduce another little hero section. And again, playing around with a combination of the color as well as the cutout itself. Obviously, as we've seen with the Cowboy, they have this great fixed element where we scroll through and we actually start to see some of the visuals on side of the screen, inside of the phone. I definitely think something could happen here in a very similar way. Again, playing around with the typography in the background, I could see that maybe interchanging. Each title could maybe accommodate each of the visuals that are inside of this space. Moving down, super simple, clean review section. Again, just there's no need to overcomplicate this. So yeah, just a simple slider. And then moving into this image, which I absolutely love. I love this dotted effect. I feel like this dotted effect would be great to incorporate through the design. And there could be definitely splashes of that, but really simple, impactful, finishing up with a big bang. And I think that makes a lot of sense. And then obviously into the footer. And that is it.
Fantastic. There we go.
Nicely done.
Joseph's presentation of his design. All right, now we are going to move it over to Dan Mall. Dan, take it away.
All right, cool. You all can see my screen, hopefully. All right, so one of the things that there's a couple things that I wanted to do, especially when thinking about big type. One of the things that makes you understand and appreciate big type is actually the contrast of big type against small type. So one of the things that I wanted to do in every section was pair a small thing with a big thing. To kind of help you understand that contrast between like, oh, this is something that's really big. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it just looks like the whole thing is just zoomed in. So I wanted to make sure that every section has a big element with type and a small element with type. So I was trying to do that all the way throughout this page, where every time there's a piece of big type, going with that theme, there's a piece of small type next to it or some small element just to give it some scale. So every section that has something large in it gets some scale. I think that works really well, especially with the bike assets, because they're so beautiful and they're so big. But the challenge with working with assets that are that big is that everything just looks horsey if everything is big. So just giving it that scale everywhere that I could use that definitely helped it to kind of feel a little bit more natural and doesn't feel like you're zoomed into the whole thing. One thing that I also wanted to do is just kind of as you picked the commentators kind of picked it up, is I wanted to just kind of tip my hat to the other competitors too. So I tried to incorporate all of the different mystery elements of all of the previous matches. So this feather one was one from my match with Grace, I believe, and I tried to do it in a subtle way that didn't feel like it competed with the design, and so all of it was very subtle. Back here I have a texture from one of the previous matches, and then the other thing that's way more subtle that was a mystery item in a previous match was I used only one typeface in the whole thing. So I didn't have any, all of it is PP Object Sans, and I'm just using different sizes and weights of it, but the whole thing is based around one typeface. So again, I thought that added to the feel of the cohesive feel of all of it, is just kind of using one typeface to draw it all together. In terms of animation, I knew I was going up against Joseph, so I thought that animation would be a good thing that I had to keep in mind as well. So one of the things that I wanted to do there was I had, and I didn't have a chance to do it with everything on the page, but I had all of the bike elements coming in from the left, so that all of the things would have this cohesive animation to it as you scroll down to it. So it'd almost be like as you got to the page, this bike would be a video or something like that of the bike kind of rolling in from the left. So it almost introduces you to every section that you enter, as you're scrolling down the page. If I had just another 30 seconds, I would have flipped these images horizontally as well to just make sure that all of them were facing that same direction. So we had this kind of directional style to all this. My screen froze. Okay, so the same thing is true with this one, is as you enter this section, this bike here, if I can grab that, would kind of roll in from the side, and kind of rest in place. And as you were clicking on, just to kind of indicate to you that as you click on the arrows, things would slide over in that direction. So you kind of understand the flow and the motion of this page. Again, here we have this big type and small type thing, happening to kind of give you some scale. And then one of the reasons that I picked PP Object Sans in the first place is, and I think Raymar commented on this, is just it has geometric forms to it. So especially with a bike theme, I thought that I could pick up on the circle shape, and I started to do a lot of things with the buttons themselves and the calls to action with being circular to kind of match, so that everything kind of felt cohesive on that theme, kind of mirroring the bike wheels with this CO of the eco bike with the buttons here. I think I have it somewhere else here as well, as we scroll down the page, kind of here in the submit button too. So it's doing all of that as well. One other thing to mention in here is, again, a mystery item from a previous match. This kind of contour line texture was from a previous Relume design challenge as well. Last thing I'll mention here is, and again, if I had another 30 seconds, I would have color shifted this image, because orange is really difficult to make accessible. Like, it's almost impossible to do that and comply with the WCAG guidelines, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. And I know accessibility is a big part of this challenge. So I would have color shifted this image to actually move to more of a pink, and kind of also then tie into, scroll back up here, tie into the feather color, as I started to change some of that. And then pink would have been my accent color all the way through this. If I had another 30 seconds, I would have done that with this image in itself too, especially since it's already kind of that monosaturated look to it as well. So that's my page. I try to bring some themes together in the circles, in the big and small, and in the motion of the page as well.
Give it up for Dan Mull, everyone.
Nice.
Woo-hoo. All right. That was crazy.
This is gonna be tough.
We are gonna wait on Corey and Johnny to cast their vote, and we're gonna open up the polls here on YouTube. Let us know who is the winner, and again, you'll need to subscribe to vote. And with that, man, Reimar, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on that presentation, on both presentations?
I mean, this was the final of finals here. I think both contestants did such a great job kind of just expressing themselves through the page and really bringing the designs to life. And I think this goes to show, it was funny because I was watching the sentiment of the crowd a little bit. Dan, your presentation and the way you delivered your design was getting so much feedback from folks and just the thought that you put into it. And I want to point out for anybody watching that, you know, the design is part of the process, but also presenting it and owning it and explaining it and fitting it to the brief is a big part of that. So really good shout out to you on that, Dan. And then Joseph, just, you know, like as soon as I saw these design assets, I was like, oh, this has got JB all over it. And so, yeah, this I think suits your wheelhouse. And yeah, I don't know. This is really tough. I'm glad I'm not one of the official judges today, to be honest. That's it. It was so good to watch this go down.
All right, Melissa, you have anything to add? Blown away, hey?
Yeah, I mean, they both killed it. Yeah, blown away. 30 minutes. This is absolutely amazing. They both followed the brief. Both had their own style to it. I loved it. I mean, we've seen this from the beginning. We've seen different styles. They're clearly great designers, and this is proof today.
Yeah, amazing. Eric, what do you have to say? My friend.
Yeah. I'm still taking it in. So I think someone commented in the chat, story is half the battle.
Yes.
And it's one thing to watch both these designers go at it and, you know, having this be their third time and kind of getting a chance to understand how they're going to work and approach it and their thought process, and to still come in and be absolutely surprised and blown away at their decisions and the thought behind those decisions. Yeah, this is tough. I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad I only have one vote in the midst of 270 YouTube viewers, and not one that is weighted very heavy, because it would be difficult.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We're gonna close the votes. We have 221 votes in, and the judges have locked in their votes. So, Joseph, Dan, do you have anything to say before we announce, or should we just get right into it?
Yeah, I'd like to say what a battle what that was. Dan, you definitely brought everything that you had to the table there, and you smashed it. And yeah, God, what a match that was. I'm shocked myself, to be honest.
Were you guys happy with like how it ended?
Yeah, I would say so, Dan.
Yeah.
I think you seem pretty happy as well. I think.
With my design, I think, Joseph, you killed it. Yours is so good too. Like, if I was a judge, I would have a hard time as well. You know, in some of the previous matches, I felt really good about my design, that it was strong. But this one, I mean, Joseph, you brought it as well. You're right. I brought everything I had. I feel like you still have a bunch in reserve too. So great match overall.
All right, fantastic.
Love all around.
Yeah, this was the perfect match for the finals. Everything was so good. And we have to announce only one winner to take on the title championship of RDL 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I bring on the winning song, if that will load.
Please tell me it's Rocky.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Rocky. All right, everyone. On, so 3 matches in, taking in the coin. Ladies and gentlemen, with a unanimous vote, please give it up to Joseph Berry. Woo!
Wow.
Let me bring in. There you go. Wow. All right, yeah. Joseph. What speech? Please give a winning speech. Winning speech.
I think, yeah. What an experience this has been personally for myself. Big shout out to all of the contestants that have taken part. Big shout out to Dan, who's done an absolutely amazing job. I respect him massively. He's well respected in this industry, so to go up against him, it's been a pleasure. Would we say two old dogs went battle to battle here? We've both been in the industry for a long time. And we've both come out of this very well. And I'd like to thank everyone that's watched, everyone that's supported me and supported the Relume Design League. And thank you. That's all I can say. God bless you all, and hopefully I see you around sometime. God bless.
Awesome. Dan, over to
Josh,
you.
don't forget to let people know what they win too, by the way.
Yes, $7,500 in the bank. There you go, taking it home, Joseph. And Dan for second place, $2,000. So thank you so much for participating. Final words from you, Dan.
I couldn't say this earlier because I didn't want to sway the vote. Now that the vote is over, Joseph really did the better design. I was happy with mine, but his is head and shoulders above. So well done, Joseph. You deserve that win for sure. I decided beforehand that whatever I won, whether first place or second place, that I was going to donate some of it to a charity.
Wow.
There's 170,000 undocumented immigrants in Philadelphia, and there's a nonprofit organization called the New Sanctuary Movement of Philadelphia, and they're an interfaith multicultural immigration organization. They help people get driver's licenses and get legal advocacy to keep families together and get food. So I'm going to donate a portion of my winnings to that organization as well. And I encourage everybody to do something similar with organizations that you believe in too. So thank you, Relume, for all of this. Joseph, awesome match, and let's make sure that it benefits as many people as it can.
That's what I'm talking
Respect.
about. Everyone wins.
Respect.
That is amazing. We will put in the link for that charity into the description. So fantastic. All right, Reimar, Melissa, Eric, final words. Let's start with you, Reimar, to wrap up this season.
Join us for the after party. No, this has been a great time. Honestly, it's been an honor to come and hang out and be a part of these streams. I always enjoy watching the designers go through their creative process live. I think, you all deserve a big round of applause. So if you're out there, make sure you follow these folks on Twitter, subscribe to the Relume channel. This has just been a lot of fun. And I know Josh has big plans for where this is going to go. So yeah, excited to see this whole competition grow.
Awesome. Melissa.
So I've been with the Relume Rumble from the start, and seeing it from where we started on the first stream. Remember that we were dropping poop emojis on the
Still waiting.
layers,
I remember.
and it was just super fun to where it is today, and then seeing how much money they're able to take home is absolutely incredible. I think, and I've seen the behind the scenes of like Joseph playing at the flow party, practicing at the flow party, and how much excitement is inside of them, like to, compete live. And I've seen how good it has been for them to practice, like that 30-minute and choosing a theme. I think that's really something I recommend to everybody here that wants to up their design game. Grab the link from the Figma file and practice, because I think it's been really useful for them.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thanks, Melissa. And Eric, please
Yeah,
give us your thoughts.
Similar thoughts to Melissa. I've been with Relume Design League since before it was Relume Design League in some capacity, and it has been a blast and an honor to come back this season. And the competitors have been amazing. Joe Moore, Nicolo, Devin, Angelo, Grace, Tommy, and our competitors today, Dan and Joseph. A pleasure to watch you all. Shout out to all of the co-hosts who were a part of this as well. The ones with us today, Melissa and Reimar, Chad, Lauren. I know others ones I'm forgetting. And then, of course, the Relume team. Adam, Dan, Slater, Josh, Damo. You've built something wonderful, and I'm honored to be a part of it. So thank you for having me. Onward and upward.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Took the words out of my mouth for the final outro. But yeah, we just want to say thank you again, Joseph, Dan, for just participating. It's been a blast. We hope that you had a lot of fun. We hope that even your friends and family who are watching are just having a lot of fun. So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's just, bringing play back into design. And so with that, if you guys want to continue to play with us, check out the RelumeDesignLeague.com, sign up and compete on future live streams. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you all the players. And also one other shout out, Jonathan. He helped out. He's part of the Relume team putting together the assets as well. So we just want to, give all credit to where credit is due. And let's continue the party. So we're going to after party in the gather link in the description. Have all the players in there. We have a max capacity of 200. So we'll see if we can max it out. With that, I am your host, Josh Lowe. And you have been watching the Relume Design League. Take care until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.